Hey, greeting and welcome to a captivating session of Technical Talk with Brijesh. I'm Brijesh, and in this session of Advanced C Sharp feature, I'm going to cover up Module 2, Chapter 7, and its uh, structure pattern matching. Okay, in this chapter, we are going to take a look at the pattern matching feature of C Sharp, which was first introduced to the language back in C Sharp 7 and has had several enhancements since then. So, first, let's understand what pattern matching is. And to be clear, I'm not referring the regular expression pattern here. All right, those are separate from C sharp itself. Pattern matching is the process of examining the expression to see in a certain characteristic and then taking a specific action based on the result. These checks are performed using that the operator and the enhancement version of switch statement, and we will get into this a little bit. A pattern matching doesn't technically add a new functionality to the C sharp language since then that you could already accomplish in the same result by using is existing C sharp language construct. However, it makes certain kind of logical operation a lot, make your code easier and more concise than a large block of if else statements are there. So there are a number of different type of pattern matching that support, and we are going to take a look at several of them, starting with a basic pattern like constant declaration pattern, and then moving on some of the more advanced pattern. Okay, so pattern matching is one of those language feature, you can say, that once you start using it, you will begin to wonder why it was not part of language all along. Okay, now I'm going to showcase you like how we can use the pattern matching here. As you can see my screen here, okay, I already opened the module 2. Okay, here I already declare one variable. The string variable is there where the values is we are learning pattern matching. Okay, so this type of pattern matching we'll try out here is called constant pattern, and one of the most popular use of this type of pattern is to perform the null value check. Okay, and now you can see how we can perform the null value check here. Okay, so I just put one condition. If condition is there, and I can say string is not null, and here if it is not null, I can say console dot write line, and I'm putting some values like we have some value. Sorry, we have some value. Okay, else we can say console dot write line, and we can say there is no value. Okay, let's try out this example and we just do one thing. Okay, I just cleared out here, and we can say .NET run command. Okay, we have already value in this variable, string variable. So now you can see we have some values here. Okay, what if we I just remove these values. Okay, and I say null. Let's see what will be the output here. Okay, it should be there is no value because this value is null. So this type of pattern is called constant pattern, where we are doing null value check. Okay, so now moving forward, we can also use is expression, right, can be used to extract the values, and this is called declaration pattern. Okay, now we can see how we can use the declaration pattern as current, right? So for example, we have old way is there where we are passing some object. Okay, and in this object, right, we don't know what data type is there. It can be integer, it can be string, and it can be float or other type, right? So here we are checking the type, what type of object is, and based on that we are converting to integer and string, and based on that I'm trying to give some output. Okay, so first, this is the old way how we usually do before. Okay, so I'm just trying to run here just to showcase you like how what is the output, and then after that I'll showcase you what is the new way what we can use it to do the same things. Okay, so I just try to run .NET run command and try to print O. Okay, so as here you can see there is no value. Okay, just ignore this value. This is coming because of this condition, so I'm just comment out these things. Oh, so many consoles here. Okay, so now you can see here when I'm trying to pass like some values, like integer values there, some string values are there, and some you know float values are there. And now you can see here what we are typing here. So based on that, when we say integer value, okay, is going here, getting the integer values. Okay, and according to we perform some action, right? The next one is string value. So when we say string values is going string here is perform again, but when we say old value, right, is a float. So there is no condition, no if condition what where we can handle the float value. So there is nothing. So here nothing is there. So this is the way how we did before. Now you can see here we to handle this kind of things, right, we are adding so many if condition, if else conditions are there, and checking the type and all. But now you can see in the new way it's a more concise, more optimized way. We don't need so many if else condition here. We can simply say, okay, whatever object value we are passing to the method, right, we can say is integer or string. So for example, we say is integer or string, then we get these values and console something. Okay, so simple. We don't need use so many commands. Here we can use as this is called declaration pattern, where you can declare things and you can determine, okay, what is the object type are there, and according to that we can create a new variable, and we can say whatever is length is there, so object is there, so length is there, so whatever values are there. So suppose we are passing 10, so this value is L value is 10. Okay, when we say 20, then this string S value is 20, right? And based on that we are just creating this one and we can perform. So let's see here, I'm just commented out here. Okay, now I'm trying to run .NET run command one more time to see, and we can compare, right, the old way and new way, what is the difference there. Oops. So now you can see here there is no difference, right? Over there we are trying to print O, and here we are trying to print N, because this is a new value and old value, that's why. Now but you can see there is no difference order. So this is the way how you can use a declaration pattern to make your code more readable, more concise, and more optimized. So after the declaration pattern, let's take a look of something called property pattern. So property pattern basically examine the individual property of an object and then return true or false, depends on whether they match a set of given values or not. Let's see here in example for the more understanding here. So I have a method here. Okay, so here we are just passing the values date, and here I'm trying to return date is, and then you can say if date month is 4 and day is 15. Okay. I'm trying to see here, this is the way. So I'm trying to return the date is month and day, and here I'm trying to console, we are passing these values here, and I'm passing some date. Okay, like today year, first and 13, and let's try to run this one. So again, one more time, we just try to run .NET run command, and let's see what is happening here. When we are passing the values, right, 1, 13, and year. So here we are checking the date. The month is 4 and day is 15. Okay, if it's not matching, we are getting all false. But now here in this scenario, I can say this is 4. Okay, so first scenario we're passing month, first month, third month, and here I'm passing fourth month. Day is 15, and let's try to run this time. So first two must be the false. Third, because condition is here, right? The month must be 4 and day must be 15. If this match here, will get the response is true and false. So this is the way how this property pattern examine the property of an object and return values true and false. Okay, in the next video we'll discuss more patterns like positive patterns, relational pattern, and all. So see you next video. Until then, embrace the joy of learning.